Our history books tell a familiar tale. Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue. In 1492 he found a new continent, America they called it, a world unknown. But is it the complete picture? The universe of history is vast. Civilizations have risen and fallen, humans have always been explorers, curiosity is in our DNA. We wonder, could others have crossed the great waters? The past whispers many possibilities, let us seek out these hidden threads. A richer tapestry of our past awaits discovery. What if clues were left behind? Like cosmic rays, evidence travels through time, whispers from forgotten voyages, footprints on the shores of history. Archaeologists and historians search for these signs. They sift through earth and ancient texts. They piece together a different story. A story of Africa reaching the Americas. Consider the Olmec civilization of Mesoamerica. They carved colossal stone heads. These heads are magnificent, they are powerful. Look closely at their features. Some scholars see African characteristics, broad noses, full lips. Could these be portraits of ancient visitors or rulers with African ancestry? The stones pose silent questions. Then there are the stories, the legends. The Mali Empire in West Africa was powerful. Its rulers were wealthy and ambitious. One emperor, Mansa Abubakari II, was a dreamer. He was fascinated by the Atlantic Ocean. He wanted to know what lay beyond. Legend says he sent a great fleet. He himself may have sailed on a second, larger voyage, never to return. Other evidence is debated yet intriguing. Reports by early European explorers, they mention seeing black-skinned people. In parts of the Americas, far from slave routes, skeletal remains found in ancient burial sites. Some analyses suggest African origins. Interpreting this data is complex, but it fuels the quest for understanding. Imagine setting sail into the unknown. The Atlantic Ocean is immense, a cosmic sea. How could ancient Africans cross it? They were master mariners. They understood the sea. Nature itself offered pathways. The Canary Current flows south along Africa. It meets the North Equatorial Current. This current flows west, directly towards the Americas. Their ships were not simple rafts. They were sophisticated vessels for their time. West Africans built strong, seaworthy boats. Some were vast, capable of carrying many people, and supplies for a long voyage. Think of the Egyptian papyrus boats. Thor Heyerdahl showed they could cross oceans. Africans had similar shipbuilding traditions. Navigation was key, a celestial dance. They used the sun by day, the stars by night, constellations as maps. They understood wind patterns. They knew the rhythms of the ocean. This knowledge was passed down generations. It was born from careful observation, and a deep connection with the natural world. What drove them to such epic journeys? Perhaps it was trade, the lure of new resources, perhaps exploration, the human thirst for discovery, or maybe some voyages were accidental. Storms could blow ships off course, fishermen venturing too far from shore. Whatever the reason, the journey was possible. The spirit of exploration is universal, timeless. Section 4, Cultural Fingerprints, Africa's Mark on the Americas. When people travel, they carry culture. Ideas, beliefs, and skills journey with them, like seeds scattered by cosmic winds. If Africans reached the Americas early, they would have left cultural traces, subtle imprints on native societies. These are not always easy to see, but the search for them is vital. Some researchers point to similarities in art styles and symbols between ancient African and American cultures. Certain carving techniques or motifs, religious practices might show parallels, shared cosmological beliefs perhaps. Even methods of building, pyramids for example, appear in both Egypt and Mesoamerica. Coincidence or connection? Consider agriculture. Plants tell stories too. Some crops found in the Americas have possible origins or relatives in Africa. Cotton is one example often discussed, certain types of yams or gourds. The transfer of plants across oceans is complex. It could happen naturally or by human hands. Each possibility opens new lines of inquiry. These potential cultural exchanges enrich our view. They suggest a world more connected, earlier than we commonly believe. It's not about one culture dominating another, it is about interaction, about sharing. Early American societies were diverse and creative. Any external influences would have blended, creating something new, yet echoing the old. Section 5, A Wider Sky, Reimagining Our Shared Past. We have journeyed through intriguing possibilities challenging the single story of discovery, exploring evidence of ancient African voyages, considering how they might have traveled, and the cultural echoes they may have left. This is more than just an academic debate, it touches the very core of our history. It expands our understanding of human capability. The idea of Africans in America before Columbus does not diminish any other explorer. Instead, it adds layers to our history. It paints a richer, more complex picture. It shows that the oceans were not barriers but highways for ancient civilizations. Humanity's story is one of movement, of exploration, of connection. This perspective helps us move beyond a Eurocentric view of the past. It acknowledges the achievements of all peoples. African mariners, indigenous innovators, all contributed to the human saga. Their stories deserve to be told, to be studied with open minds. The universe of our past is big enough for all stars. The quest for knowledge never ends. History is not a closed book. It is alive. New discoveries are always being made. New interpretations challenge old ideas. Like astronomers peering deeper into space, historians delve deeper into our shared past. There are still mysteries to unravel. Our journey to understand who we are and how we all connect continues.